Folks, today I would like to share some of my thoughts on the topic of total freedom and the mechanism of your mind, the thought processes. When I'm talking about the total freedom, I'm not talking about a theoretical concept. This is something, as you will see by the end of this video, that this is something very practical that you can experience in your life. Most of the folks, not all, but most of the folks, when you think about the freedom, you will always think about the freedom from the evil, freedom from the slavery, freedom from all the negative things, because you would like to be a good person. But if you notice very carefully, whenever you want to be a good person, there is always an accompanying thought of evil, because good is nothing but the opposite of evil. That's why there is this division. It brings a divisive thought. You belong to a group of good people as against the evil people. You will go and try to eradicate, destroy the evil so that you can establish the good. Most of the folks think being good is just the opposite of evil. When you pray to your favorite God, a God that you have in your mind, so that you can be a good person, there is always a lingering thought behind trying to be a good person, the thought that there is something called evil, something bad. The total freedom that I'm talking about is the existence, very practical existence that you can experience in your life, which is beyond the good and evil. That's what I'm going to be talking about. To understand this, before I talk about the mechanism of understanding this, you cannot try to be a total, you cannot try to achieve total freedom. If you try to go after the total freedom, you will find that you will try to achieve what you have in your mind, the concept of total freedom. The correct way, the practical way to be in the state beyond the good and evil, the opposites, or the total freedom, is to totally understand and all the negative things, all the things that are not totally freedom. When you understand the things that are not total freedom, then automatically you will be in the state of total freedom. So it is just an approach of negation. It is not going after the total freedom, it is eradicating or understanding in your own life all the things that prevent total freedom. That is the approach to be a totally free person. Now let's talk about the mechanism of the mind or thought processes and its relation to the total freedom. Suppose you are on a hill. It's a misty day, let's say. The mist will be coming and engulfing you for some time and going away from you. I'm sure that most of you have experienced this sometime or other in your life. The thoughts are very much like the mist. They travel in a plane which is not visible to human beings normally. But you will experience this when it hits your mind. For example, suppose you belong to a group, a religion, a country. You have a lot of attachment to your country, your race, and so on. There are a lot of people, there is a lot of information, a lot of thought processes and thoughts around you from the media, from the scriptures, from the people who preach various religions, people who preach attachment to that country, that your country is the best country in the world, or those who are advocating a specific political system or system of the behavior like socialism versus capitalism, dictatorship versus democracy, and so on and so on. All these thoughts are there. And when you belong to a group, when you belong to a particular division in the human life, for example, a race, a country, or a political system, the folks that are talking about preaching all the things relevant to that particular division that is in your mind, those thoughts will come around you, engulf you like the mist on top when you are on the top of a hill. And your mind just catches, it gets hooked on to that thought to which division that you belong to. I'm sure that you will experience this. That's why, for example, if you are trying to bring about a specific system in your country, or you are trying to fight against a specific racial problems, thoughts propagated by other people who are advocating that particular racist ideas will just catch on you. So, this is how thoughts arise in your mind. Thoughts really do not belong to you. When a child is born, there is no thought of division in the child's mind. It doesn't even know that it has a body. It just uses the body as an instrument. It's a toddler, moves around the house without knowing that the child is going to be a Hindu or a Christian, an American or a Chinese or Indian or British, what have you, or a specific race, or black person, white person, brown person, yellow person, and so on and so on. Later, when the child is impressed upon by the parents and all our people all around, and the child is not ready to really reason out whether this is a good thing or bad thing, it just stores all those information in the child's mind, and then later, knowingly or unknowingly, that child acts like a person who belongs to that particular group. a country or religion, and so on and so on. Now, there are two ways that the thoughts affect you. One is, as I said, from people around you, from the media, from the religious teachers, from the folks who are from the charismatic leaders who teach a specific political system, or saying that our country is the best country in the whole world and our country is born to rule. Now our race is designed or created by God to propagate all the good thoughts in the world, to teach others the good thoughts in the world, and so on and so on. All these thoughts are coming to you. And the moment that thought is caught by your mind, you think that you belong to that group, that whatever group that you are belonging to gets more and more stronger. Suppose there are evil thoughts, bad thoughts, let's say sexy thoughts, thoughts to rape a girl, a woman, let's say, just for an example, extreme example. When you have that tendency in your mind, when such thoughts come to you, then immediately your mind catches it. Then later you act according to that thought, and then if you are a person who analyze yourself, later sometime you will think that I'm a bad person. And if you are doing some good thing, something good, for example, sacrificing for your community, you're contributing to a charity organization, and so on and so on. When people talk about the good things about a charity organization, those thoughts come to you and then it catches you because you have that tendency in your mind. Then you act according to that, and then there is a thought in your mind that you have done something good. This is how you become a good person or an evil person. There is another way that your mind makes you to think or makes you to feel, experience you are really a good person or you're really a bad person, you are really a joyful person or opposite, the sad person, and so on is to give life to your past events, things that have been stored in your mind. You have the power to recollect those past thoughts and bring it to your present consciousness and experience that. And you become either a good person or a bad person. If a bad thought comes to your mind and you and try and that thought tries to totally engulf you, then you feel what a bad person I am. Similar thing happens when a good thought, past thought, is given life by yourself, by recollecting it and living in the present. You feel that you are really a good person because you have done this good thing in your life. But as I said in the beginning, what the mind thinks as a good person or good thing is just the opposite of the bad thing, because you can see that Whenever you think of a good thing, there is always behind lingering, hiding the opposite of it. That's the bad thing. When you pray to be a good person, there is always in your mind that I don't want to be a bad person. This is how human mind is caught, or this is how, to say it more correctly, this is how you are caught in the duality, in the opposite of good and evil. And you have no power to exist beyond that. But if you understand how your mind enslaves you, both as a good person, the bad person, then there is a possibility that you can experience something beyond that. There are several things I've talked about in the past, several ignorances born out of the human mind, the energies of your mind and the energies of your body, the other six chakras, as they say in yogic tradition. When you become the slave to these energies, either you become a good person or a bad person. But there is an existence beyond that. As I said right in the beginning of this video, to experience this, you have to understand all the hurdles, all the ignorances about the human life, about the gods of your religion, about the attachment to your country, about the attachment to your race, about the attachment to your language, especially in India, about attachment to your political system, whatever it is, attachment to your caste, a division that exists strongly and affects the life of the people in India. When you understand all these things are making you either a good person or a bad person, you're caught in this opposite. When you understand all this and go beyond all the divisions slowly, it's not going to be an easy thing, because whenever you try to go beyond the opposite, then you'll be caught in one of the two, because you're trying to be a good person. You are trying to be in a state which is beyond the two. But if you understand the mind that tries to be beyond both evil and good, or evil or its opposite good, then without your knowledge, without you trying to be in existence, trying to be something beyond the opposites, then automatically you will be, without your knowledge, you will be in that state. But you cannot manipulate that state and go to that state. Quite often, even when you understand the way that the mind works and makes you a slave, and somehow robs the total freedom that is normal to your human existence. Because, you may be surprised when I say that that is a normal. That is really the normal, realistic, real existence of human beings. It's because of the various thoughts and the mechanism for the mind to capture them and store them, recollect them, relive all the ignorances. You become abnormal. The normal existence of human being is to be beyond this opposite. And at that point, you will see that you are beaming with the unconditional total love, because all the divisions based on religion, country, race, language, caste, political system would have vanished, would have no power. Still they will come, and sometimes you may be impacted by that, but very soon it will go away. The moment you understand, haha, this is how I'm getting caught again, then that thought enslaving you will be finished, will have no power. You cannot be consciously at the state of total freedom, but without your knowledge, without your awareness, you will be in that state. In that state, you will experience unconditional love, extreme joy, which is beyond the joy and sadness that people are usually used to by living the existence of slavery to any one of the divisions. I'm not talking about by reading somebody's thoughts, or by reading some religious book. Whatever I talked to you in this video and also in earlier videos is based on my own spiritual experience that I have documented in my video, the opening of the seventh chakra and the subsequent various experiences. Even after experiencing all this, without seeking any one of them, I still live as a normal family person, experiencing all the problems in the human life, day to day, hour by hour, minute by minute. Whatever happens, for example, in the United States, and as in the past week, and also as they talk the forthcoming problems, I experience them totally. I'm not a sadhu. I'm not someone who relinquished family life and I live as an ascetic. No, not at all. I live as a very normal person. I experience all the thought processes that come to my mind, how those thoughts are trying to hook me into one of the divisions, and totally aware of it. It is based on my spiritual experience and also experiencing the normal family life. I'm talking about the total freedom. As I have been saying all the time, I do not belong to any religion, any country. I don't have any attachment to any race, any language, any caste, any political system. Without this, without being affected, you can be in a state of total freedom. But as I've been saying, be careful. You cannot try to achieve this. You cannot go after it. It has to come to you automatically. Just like as I've been saying in my spiritual videos, all the spiritual experiences of opening seventh chakra, seventh seal came to me on its own without my seeking. So folks, That's what I want to talk to you. But you don't have to buy whatever I have been talking about. You have total freedom again to either reject whatever I've been saying in this video and also in my earlier videos and in the forthcoming videos also. Either to reject or not accept, but analyze rationally with your mind whether what I'm saying is a truth or a fact in your life, and accordingly change your lifestyle, which is the most important thing. Without understanding your lifestyle, the way that you lead your life, if you just collect whatever thoughts I'm sharing with you as the information and say, oh yeah, these are bad ideas, I don't like it, this is against my religion, or accept, oh, this man is talking something good, and then go away without changing your life, there is absolutely no point in watching my video. You can never be in the state of totally in love with the whole creation, unconditional love, without any division. So, folks, if you have any question, please comment. I will respond. Talk to you soon, folks.